Hello and welcome to my channel, guys. My name is Rushaidul. You can also call me Rush, and I will be sharing with you my personal experience of university and what I think, if it is worth or not, and what I have learned from my university. So, first, I need to share with you about my university life. I was 22, 21 years old when I decided to go to university. After a lot of struggle, I finally found a university that accepted me as a foreigner. I was doing my studies, I was doing my bachelor's degree in Malaysia in the province of Sarawak, and my university name is Curtin University, which is an Australian university and the Malaysian campus that I decided to do my bachelor's degree. And I was doing my bachelor's degree there in tourism, hospitality, and marketing. It was a great beginning for me because first time I'm starting to live in abroad. I decided to leave my home and I didn't know the challenges that I would be facing. So from the beginning, when I got my visa done, it felt awesome. Like, yeah, hello, freedom. I'm gonna go abroad. I'm gonna meet everybody there. It felt like I would be encountering everything that I have watched in the movies. For example, if you watch Hollywood films, you will see like those house parties and people are all fun and enjoyable, the bullies sometimes, etc. But once I arrived to Sarawak, Malaysia, and somebody gave me a ride to the university campus, it was very different. Nobody was having party there. People are not bullies. It was very nice and kind people everywhere. And the challenge wasn't the study, actually. Challenge was getting started to live by myself. And luckily, in that university, most of the people that study are foreigners. Some are from different parts of Malaysia, but as a foreigner, I was more close to the foreigners as well. So, first day was a nightmare because I didn't know that I need to cook for myself because at home only my mom does the cooking and I just say what I want to eat. So it was a bizarre experience that I realized that I need to cook or I need to go find a restaurant, I need to get water, I need to wash my clothes, I need to buy detergent, I needed to buy salt, sugar, coffee, and everything else. So that was the biggest challenge that I needed to get through. However, it was not really difficult either because I had some flatmates or housemates. They even helped me. They showed me where to go to do the shoppings, etc. They took me to the market. It wasn't huge for me. I figured it out in a week. Uh, However, while I was doing all those things, my classes are already going on, which I wasn't aware of. So I went to the first class, which wasn't actually the first class of the university because I was a little late in joining. So the day I entered the class, I was seeing assignments due, I was seeing tests coming, and I'm like, what? When am I gonna be doing all these things? And who's gonna help me? Because everybody, well, already was in a group. I tried to join in some groups, but I noticed one more thing in Malaysia that uh, most of the time people choose to be in groups of their own kind. Like, for example, there were like Pakistani people, they would be in a Pakistani group. There would be Tamil people, they would be in a Tamil group. There would be Chinese Malaysians, they would be in a Chinese Malaysian group. So it was a bizarre experience that where do I find myself into? Where can I join? And so actually I figured out a group of some Pakistanis, some Indians, some Bangladeshis, because I am from Bangladesh. So it wasn't bad, but eventually I was just freaking out because I had to do assignments, and my university was really strict. There's plagiarisms, and I cannot copy from other person. I have to be creative, and that time there was no AI. So it was it was an experience to start. And my education situation wasn't that good. My study situation wasn't that good because I'm not the person who studies a lot, or who knows what to do, what not to do. I needed friends. I found some friends, they helped me, but it wasn't the same as I would have in my home country. So I failed in some tests. And each of these subjects in an approximate amount would cost me $1,000. So I haven't failed the whole subject. I failed the first parts, like the 30% or the 40% or the 50% of the markings. And it was scary for me when I realized that I'm going to fail, and it's gonna cost me $1,000 again to redo the tests. It was a bizarre experience. I closed myself in a room, and I was just thinking, am I gonna be a failure, or will there be a hope for me? And what would I tell my parents? That I challenged them to travel to a new country to start studying and having a new life, just to fail again, or just to suffer, just to not be nothing. And I felt that moment was the changing moment for myself, and I decided, no, I'm not going to fail. And it was the most beautiful moment for me, because some of my friends came along, they knocked the door, they were very nice to me, and they told me that, hey dude, we're gonna help you to study. And I found a brotherly friend. I still remember him so much. I just still think of him. He taught me how to cook as well. So he helped me a lot. He told me that I can pass, and he showed me the content to study. And I studied, I memorized everything. And I remember at the day of that test that I knew I'm going to fail, and I knew it cost $1,000 US. I talked to another friend who I call friend, but a classmate, and I told him that, hey, uh, I studied a lot. I think I'm not gonna fail. And then he said, how much you need to pass? I needed, out of 40, around 27 to pass. And it's a writing, so it was a nightmare. However, uh, my friend told me that, dude, you're done. You're not gonna pass. And I felt like a punch in the gut, but I didn't say nothing. I said, okay, let's see. But after the test, I knew I'm gonna pass. There's nothing that can hold me back. And same classmate was a little frustrated, but he needed only 15 out of 40 to pass. And when the result came, I figured that he didn't even get 15, and I passed because I got almost 35 or 37, I'm not sure, because now it's 2026 and that was around 2018. So I passed with flying colors, and I was so happy that I haven't failed in none of the subject. I hadn't failed in none of the subjects at that time. And that was a kickstart for me. That was a wake-up call for me that I'm here. I challenged my family to be there, and not to fail, not to redo, but to build myself, challenge myself, and be a better version of myself. So from there, university life was going normal. I was learning how to communicate. I was learning how to do presentations. Presentations were a major hurdle for me, because I'm a person who's very shy to talk on the camera in front of a lot of people. I mumble a lot, I stutter a lot, and it's just a shit show. It's a nightmare. It doesn't work. So I was really afraid. I even missed a presentation, but my teacher allowed me to redo for free. And So I even learned how to not be really stressed while presenting. It was great. It was a new challenge to overcome. However, I did as well. And university was a great teaching part for me. The life there, the courses, the challenges, the different cultures. I had friends from all different walks of life. I had a friend from Egypt, and he was very rowdy. He was very young, and he was awesome. He would always be around, but he would always be loud and proud, and he would spend a lot of money. He would do something crazy, and I will have to control him. I wasn't the guy back in my home country, that way. I had friends who would misunderstand me a lot. I had friends who I need to take care of, who would take care of me. I had friends who would ask me to go out partying, or others would tell me partying's not good. So I met people from all the walks of lives, many different countries, many different cultures. Some are really nice, some are really shockingly bad. But that was a learning thing for me while during my university experience, because that's what I actually thought before going to university, that it will not be only studies, it will be more than that. It will be challenges, it will be learning how to cook. That was a challenge as well. uh, by the way, I'm not following a script, so I'm just telling you my story. So please be with me, and this is better than your like a fast cut trying to catch your attention kind of videos. So yeah, bear along please. So how I learned to cook, that was a crazy experience. I knew nothing about cooking. I only knew how to fry eggs. I only knew how to boil some eggs as well, rice as well, but in the rice cooker. It wasn't a good experience either. I tried to cook. I used to cook so bad. It was so bad, but I used to still try to eat them. One day, my friend from Pakistan, he told me, "Just try. If you don't try, you would not know." And I'm like, "No, how to mix all these things like you?" And then he said, "Just follow along. Come, wash the dishes, cut this, cut it like this, put it like this." And I followed along. I tried to cook one day a chicken curry recipe. It was really spicy. I felt crazy when I made it, but I felt a little bit of proud, a little bit of pride in me that I did it successfully, and people were appreciative about it, that my food wasn't that bad. And from there, I always tried to cook, and now I even enjoy cooking my kind of food from my culture, food from my country. But I never try to like cook Italian, because it must be very difficult for me, because I will make a mess. So I try my best, but now I am more confident at cooking. I think I cook good, and people even appreciate. So that was another experience from the university that I had gotten. Another thing that was while I was in the university, while I was in Malaysia, uh, COVID happened. I wasn't in Malaysia, I was doing an exchange in the United States, and COVID happened, and I had to fly back to Malaysia because I had to be there doing my tests. I didn't know the future, and the world didn't feel like it's gonna be what it was yet. There was an announcement from the university that the university is going to be closed for a week. I'm like, wow, that's fun. So let's enjoy. Let's go ride a bike, do everything, call my dad. I had my car as well there. My dad gifted me a car. So having fun again. But that 2 weeks became 2 years, and it just became the end of my university literal university experience. And still, I remember that exact moment when that happened. Like, hello, we're gonna be shutting it down for a week or two. Another remote classes, remote exams, and hello, you are graduated. It was shocking. It was literally shocking at that moment, but I had another hurdle that I never thought would happen to me and my family. That as the COVID started, my dad retired and he lost all his money in many ways. And I'm a person who never worked before, who always traveled, used his dad's money, and had fun. So for me, it was like the sky fell on me, or the ground just um, went apart, and I'm just falling in that hollow because I didn't know what to do. Dad, hello, Dad, what's up? Where's the money? No, there's none, son. I don't know what to do. In that moment, I think the person I used to be would break and go back home and struggle with dad. Maybe not even help him. Maybe I wouldn't be able to help him either. But I decided to do otherwise. I told my dad, okay, but I started looking for jobs. And I found jobs that were horrible. It would pay me $200 after working for month, a whole month with no food, no car, no taxi, no benefit. My car broke, and it was like uh, when I don't know what does it say. It doesn't rain, it pours. So it means like problems come all at the same time. So my car broke. I wasn't able to fix it, so I had to send it to the trash, to the, I don't know, they crush the cars, and it's unusable. So my car became unusable, and I had to start working. And I did start working. I started working for that $200 a month job, and from there I found a new job. From there I figured another job. But while working all those jobs, I also felt like, is that it? Am I actually uh, ever gonna be okay? But no, it was actually a great point in my life that I learned how to communicate with people. I learned how to sell. I lost that shame, the shy feeling of me when I'm trying to sell something or trying to talk to a stranger. And eventually I found a job as a salesperson at a winery, and I still miss that job because it was so fun. I loved selling expensive wines to the high class people of that city, and the bosses loved me. I loved making videos. I loved taking photos for the business, and I was even at some point I became their social media manager. I was doing their sales. Everything was going great, and I loved that. And while I'm struggling through all this financial crisis, I was also studying. I was also doing distant learning. I was doing my assignments at night, and I used to live in a house given by that restaurant owner. Not a house; it was an apartment. It was There was nothing. There was a bed, really tiny mattress, not a bed, on the floor. When it rained, the rainwater came in to the house, and there was no fridge. I had to eat from the cans, and I would cook rice and eat some canned sardines, sometimes noodles. No gym access, and even with all those hurdles, my assignments would be done in the right time. I wouldn't fail. I never failed in one of the subjects. So eventually it was great. I came to the United States as an intern, and I did my internship in Granby, Colorado. And I was very young there among all the others. And I did great. My performance was nice. I was doing great because I was working in the hospitality as a conference coordinator. Everybody was happy with me, with my service. My manager was happy with me. And while doing that, I was also doing my studies from distance, and my university degrees were okay. It was never like 90%, 80%, but it was never really that bad. So my teachers were all right with me. And eventually I came to Brazil, and at the moment I am working as an English teacher for Brazilians, Europeans, and I have students from all over the world, and I'm doing great at the teaching. My students are very happy with me. I got 5-star reviews. I am giving them great lessons, knowledges. They are absolutely happy with me. My university degree is in tourism, hospitality, and marketing. I am great at hospitality. I learned a lot of tourism related things, what can be better, what can be done in the future to make the tourism even sustainable and better and more efficient. Um, Marketing was a great part that I really love. I like the art of selling, I like the art of marketing a new product. Social media nowadays is a big deal, and I really enjoyed all those journeys of learning, and I really learned a lot. But if I look into my life at the moment, I'm not using many things from my curriculum of my university. However, I'm using almost everything I have learned from the time I experienced all these things. And that time that I'm talking about is the time from my university. I was in there in 2018. I started my studies, and then 2023 I completed my studies because I was doing in a shorter term, like I wasn't doing a lot of subjects at a time because I didn't have financial capabilities to take those. And however, I learned how to talk to people freely. I learned how to sell. I learned how to tackle problems, how to face problems, how to not run away from problems, but to run at the problems, because all these are parts of our lives. I learned how to convince people when they are against your idea. I learned how to not give up. I learned how to be critical at thinking. Now I live in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil. People don't speak English here commonly. I learned Portuguese language. I came here with a lot of fear and skepticism in my head. But I knew that I will make it here as well. And all this happened because I knew that I could tackle all the problems while I was at the university. So for me, university was completely worth it. There are many catches, like if you study some subject that you are not interested into, maybe it's not worth it because you will not learn something. You are just like there for a degree, or your parents send you there by force. You are not enjoying it. If you are not willing to get the external experiences from your university journey, then it will not be working for you. If you are there just having party and finishing your courses, failing, it will not be great for you. It will still be something. You will have experiences. Um, if you are at the university in your home country and you live in your house and just go there, come back, your mom cooks you lunch or dinner, I think in that way you will get the minimum from your university. How I think university would be a great experience is when you travel at a farther distance for your university, when you live with different people for the university, when you travel to different countries, different destinations, mix with the locals of that land, uh, while you are at the university, when you come across hurdles, which is not gonna happen for everybody, but there must be some kind of hurdles as you grow older. Maybe you need to make money for yourself, but you don't know how to do it. Maybe there's a breakup. Maybe there's somebody suddenly passed away from your life, somebody so significant. And when you come across all those troubles and you don't give up, that's the moment you learn. And when you understand that you have learned is not at the time, you will also not understand when you get a job. Like, okay, I studied in sales, but I'm working as a social media manager. But imagine while you are learning sales in your university and you were going through some problems, you were trying to make money, you are trying to learn to communicate in a new culture, you are trying to save money, you are trying to start a business, and all those gave you an experience. And now you work in the social media as a social media manager. Maybe you are using some of those experiences at your career at the moment. So if somebody says to you that university is not worth it, maybe that person hasn't been to an university, uh, or his family, not everybody's well educated, and they want another person like themselves, or some people who already have a lot of money. They are farmers, they have riches, they got land that they have money from. They're just telling you because they don't have the experience as it is. Uh, I believe nowadays many of the new subjects are gonna be great for the universities, like engineering is great, software is great, AI technologies are great, IT is great. I would say marketing, sales, management, these are becoming a niche. But if you love to sell, if you think you love to sell, if you think you love to market, if you think you love to communicate, you can still make it. And you will get some of the knowledges, you will learn more from your real life experiences. And the last thing is in your heart. Do what your heart says, but don't find the easy way out. Find the hardest possible way. And thank you for listening to me, if you have listened, if you have been listening. I'll see you in the next video with some new topic. Cheers, guys. See you.